Hi, and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. Today we are doing a pick a card reading about guidance from your future self, something you might really be appreciative that you knew now going into whatever future timeline you are most likely about to step on based on your current energetic momentum. So I have 4 cards picked. Actually, first I have a funny story. For some reason, my guides want me to tell this story. It's not really funny, it's just interesting. When I set up for the reading, I always get typically the title of the video beforehand. And I was setting up, waiting for it to come to me, and I couldn't remember what it was. I was just like, wait, I already knew I had decided, but I just couldn't remember. If you're a channeler, I don't know comment down below if you, we're all channelers, but if you practice channeling, frequently and you as a reader and you have this problem, let me know. I just find I have pockets of information that I can't retain certain things, like people's names of things, names of crystals, names of movies. It's like, for some reason, my brain, I guess it's always in an etheric kind of state. It's hard to nail down information like that. It's just a funny thing I find. So comment down below if you find you have the same thing. But I couldn't recall yet, because the thing is, you don't have to remember, you just have to pull it from the ether when you need it, right? It's like a universal storage system. So I couldn't recall it at that time. And but I knew I had decided on it with my guides, and they said put it in chat GPT. And now I don't want to start a whole comment war about AI. I only use AI, everyone use it for whatever you feel is right for you. I only like to use it for generating like keywords or tags or repetitive things that are long lists for YouTube that I just don't want to have to repeat every time, that I know ChatGPT or AI would have that information stored, for example. So I was pulling it for my ASMR channel for tags, for keywords, because I always use the same ones. And so I had it open. So I just went and typed in, what's the name of the pick a card reading I'm doing today? And it came up right away, messages from your future self. And that was it. As soon as I saw it, I clapped and I was like, yes, that was it. So the message there from that story is that Spirit wants me to convey to you is that sometimes they will use very unconventional means to convey a message to you. So sometimes you're being led to do something that you may have like a slight resistance to, like, oh, I wouldn't usually do that, but you're feeling called to do it. And that's because that's the path of least resistance for this information to come through to you if you're, for whatever reason, not able to recall it or pull it from the ether. Guidance, things like that. So I'm really excited for this reading because it seems to be divinely inspired and guided from the beginning. So we'll get started here with the pile selection. Pile 1, the card, I pre-shuffle these with Spirit before, so the card that came out for you was Yang, card 1, with this beautiful turquoise color here, and I pulled intuitively the turquoise heart crystal. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna leave that in because that's probably meaningful. Now that just tried to run away. This heart trying to get out. This turquoise crystal. If you like ASMR like me. Pile 2, the card I pulled for you with Spirit was card 37, Never Ending Story. And I don't, like I said, I'm not great at crystal names. If you watch this channel, you know that. I'm hearing topaz, but I don't think this is a topaz. So please comment down below if you know the names of crystals, because I would love to learn. It looks like quartz mixed with something. This pure prism tower. Oh, I'll do your ASMR. And I love when they have like these natural like things in them. I don't know what they're called. Pile 3, the card is No Place Like Home, card 50. And this angel figure crystal, again, I'm not sure what this is. I always want to say lapis lazuli, but I don't think it is, but maybe it is. Blue angel. And pile 4, all that glitters, card 16 came out for you. And this, I think, citrine Celtic knot. I don't know why that's so soothing. Okay. So go ahead and tune in, see which pile or piles are calling to you, because your guides may address one topic in one pile and then you'll feel an urge to go to another pile. Follow your impulses always. If you're listening and it's not resonating at all, go ahead and pick another pile or consider delayed resonance, which just means you're, especially with a message from your future self pile, sometimes the energy doesn't feel familiar because you're not going through it yet. So it's something that's happening in your next, usually 30 days to 3 months. And, or, I mean, it could be tomorrow. Future could be anytime, like future, you know, in quotations, because time is fluid and not linear and just a human construct. But anyways, from the self that you haven't, you know, created yet, that's still in your vortex of creation, however you want to think of that. Sometimes there's delayed resonance, which just means it hasn't happened to you yet, but you're being given a heads up. So sometimes if you feel drawn to that pile, it's good to just sit through it because it's something that's going to be occurring, which would help you to know in advance. All right, I will see all you beautiful people in your groups. Okay, pile 1, I'm so glad that you are here. Let's get right into it. Messages, spirit, for pile 1's, from pile 1's future self. Anything that they would be happy to know about what's coming on their timeline if they continue on this particular path of their choosing. Obstacles and challenges. Okay, card 5. So this is like your 5 of swords energy. Could be like a 5 of pentacles energy also. Guides are saying. Don't click off yet if you're like, great. I mean, challenges, obstacles, we get stronger. If we're vaulting over, like I just pictured, they just showed me like you're running through the forest, you know, you're chasing after some beautiful thing that's at the end and there's a log in the way and you jump over it, you know, with ease, with grace. An obstacle and a challenge doesn't have to be something that brings you to your knees, you know. So they really wanted to clarify that. And transformation coming out, but in reverse, card 13. So that's really interesting energy. I also love a transformation card, but we'll find out what that came out in reverse. I only take the cards in reverse if my guides confirm, because sometimes it's just the shuffle comes out that way, but they did want to leave that one in reverse. So instead of something changing, it could mean, this is what I'm getting right away, they're telling me, something, well, you'll be getting stability. Instead of things constant, because transformation is a beautiful energy, but you can't be constantly transforming. So you may have just come out of, I mean, we are, you know, in a way, of course, spiritually, energetically, you're constantly changing and evolving in each second. But in your 3D world, they're telling me some stability coming in, things slowing down. If you've been feeling like things have been constantly shifting and changing and you kind of can't get your footing, things will be really firming up so that you feel a stable ground underneath you. Slowing of change, they're saying, so that you can feel a sense of continuity in your life and peace. And build something. If the sands are ever shifting, you can't build anything. I know that energy. I've been in a shifting sands energy for a majority of my 43 years, and it's hard to feel like you're making any progress in that way. You kind of have to surrender to it. But it's nice community. This is the 3 of Cups coming out, so the right partnerships, finding people you mesh with, finding people you gel with, finding supportive people. That's going to be coming in soon. Okay, let's see what else here. Woman holding a heart. I obviously knew that this, I mean, I don't want to say obviously. It sounds like super arrogant. I didn't mean it that way at all. But I suspected that this would be coming out because my guides told me to pull the heart. They actually showed me this shape, and now I see she's holding it here with card 44, woman holding a heart. So this could have something to do with expressing love, putting your heart on your sleeve. It doesn't have to mean romantic love, but it can mean romantic love. It just depends what this card means to you from your future self. But somebody having their heart, when you're holding your heart, you feel safe. So walls coming down, again, stable energy, walls coming down, feeling like you don't have to hide that, but that you can lead with your heart, whether it's a passion project, whether it's romance, whether it's in your daily life. So I love this energy for you. We're going to put this all up here for now. Okay, let's get some angel tarot. Ooh, the world coming out. Okay, so cards 21, a very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. So I get that with this transformation reversed. I do feel like your future self's trying to tell you this challenge is going to be ending soon. This challenge is going to be wrapping up. You're going to feel this challenge. I forgot you had the challenge card. This difficult situation, this thing that's putting a little bit of pressure on you or a lot of pressure on you, it's going to be firming up, stabilizing in the sense of releasing from your life, coming to a completion. And I don't want to forget to talk about this yang energy here, however you like to pronounce that. That is the masculine energy, not gender, just the energy of masculinity, of doing, of action, of manifestation. It's a manifestation energy. It's taking the yin, the feminine, the ethereal, the intuitive, the unseen, the unknown, it hasn't been made into a manifested 3D form yet, and it's making it into a manifested form as shown with these hands here holding this ball of energy. So I feel like you're getting in the next message from your future self. What's coming up for you is kind of hang in there. You're going to be successful with this. You're going to be victorious with this. But there's some other messages here with the woman holding a heart and the community. But you have some sort of cycle ending with a very happy ending. It says you're coming full circle on something, and you're going to be really in a place that you feel you've grown so much spiritually. You have so much more clear vision and knowing coming up in your future, where right now you may feel a little bit uncertain. Things may be a little moon energy. I won't be surprised if a moon card, if you get like the moon or something, but things will be becoming much more clear. But I want to get specific guidance, like what do you specifically need to know or do, or shift in mentality, anything like that. So we'll keep getting your cards. There's still a lot more. Oh, I thought that was the moon for a second. I was like, bruh. Sometimes I scare myself. So the star coming out. I love this. Archangel Jophiel, you could be from the pile or the last reading where we got those 3 stars, because that was a very powerful reading. I think I made it into a short also for anyone who resonates with that. You would find that a dream come true. Oh, look at this. A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. I'm pretty sure we said that at the beginning of this reading. Something coming full cycle. Something that's been difficult, a challenge, an obstacle coming to a close. But that message keeps coming out. So the reason I think you've clicked on this reading is that your future self wants you to know, like I said, hang in there. But those words don't feel powerful enough. That feels like too basic for what you need to hear. But I'm going to get more messages, but I just want you to know that I'm not saying it the way that they mean it. Like they want to assure you and reassure you that things are going to be okay. Things are going to be better than okay. Things are going to be great. I just keep seeing, they're showing me the word great, like written great with an exclamation point. Like if you only could see how great you're going to feel and how great it's going to be in this future timeline for you that you are stepping onto. Like you're moving, you're in it, you're just at the beginning of it. They really want to reassure you that because they can see that this has been a challenging time for you with these obstacles and challenges. And I feel like you've not been, because this woman holding a heart, this could also be man holding a heart, card 44. You may be seeing the number 44, but you may have been hiding a little bit. Like I said, hiding your emotions because you may have been hurt, hiding maybe from social situations because maybe you're not really resonating with people or your friend group, or you don't feel like socializing, you don't feel like putting yourself out there really in any way to connect with other humans. You've kind of been socially hermiting a little bit. I feel like a lot of people in the collective went through that energy kind of in the period after COVID onwards. And I think some of us, myself included, are only coming out of that energy now. And I believe it's because there's been some sort of collective shift. Comment if you've felt that, where we've reached a mass tipping point in positive energy. I don't know why, like my guides are just telling me that, and I feel that, where we feel a little bit safer energetically, especially empaths, highly sensitive people with any sort of neurodivergence who are very sensitive to energetic shifts and changes, and who rely heavily on ethereal and intuitive energies for their own safety and protection. I feel like, or any highly spiritual people, same thing, who are just really sensitive to any changes. I don't know why. Okay, this seems so offside, but most of that happens a lot when I'm channeling. My guides are showing me this message that of an example of something that happened to me, but I don't see why it relates to the reading. But I'm gonna tell you what it is, because that's what we do here. And I'm like so stubborn. Like I argue every point with my guides. I don't know why they bother, to be honest, because I'm so difficult. But but that's just that's just my personality here that I chose. So, we're working on it. We're work in progress with that. So what they're showing me is this, and I feel like I've told this before on this channel, like a long time ago. But once I was in Florida, I don't know why this matters, but I was in Florida. Yeah, I don't know why that matters, but maybe some of you live in Florida, but I was by myself. I was visiting a friend, but my friend was at work. So I was by myself walking around their condo. I think I was in Orlando, like a suburb of Orlando. And I went outside the condo and there's like a park and there was a fountain. Excuse me. And there was swans. It was beautiful. There was a gazebo and I was walking around the exterior of this pond with the fountain and it was just beautiful. I remember it so clearly. And I just took a turn down a side street to just extend my walk. And I didn't know where I was, but I knew where I was in relation to the condo to get back, but I didn't know what street I was going down. And as I was walking, and this was before I would say I had acknowledged, this was in my mid-20s, this was before I had acknowledged my spiritual abilities, way before. Like I had a few instances, but I hadn't pieced it together and really understood what it was. So I'm walking and there's nothing ahead of me. It's a very long city street, like a very long block. I could see way, way, way ahead of me, probably like a football field down. It was just, a sidewalk and buildings and a street in the middle. And I'm just walking. Wasn't listening to anything. And all of a sudden I stop in my tracks because I feel this very intense energy that it feels like a wall. And I stop because it feels like there's an energetic wall there. Like I cannot proceed because it was so intense. And there's nothing in front of me. It's absolutely, just regular. And I stop and I'm looking around thinking, what was that? Like I felt like I'd come up against a wall, but there was nothing there. It was so large feeling and like intense. It just instinctively made me stop walking. And as I'm trying to compute why can't I go forward and why do I feel like I can't go this way, I see at the very, very end of this city block, coming down on the street and on the sidewalk, masses of people with picket signs and I can start to hear the hum of the crowd. And I realize as I look to my right, and now I'm realizing obviously Spirit's always with us and they would have been giving me these downloads. I'm in front of like a city hall. And I get the information immediately that this is like an angry mob situation, that they've come to picket at this city hall about whatever the political situation was. It could have been a bill that passed. I have no idea what it was. I never found out. But I saw the thousands of people swiftly moving down the street towards me with this energy. And so there was nothing, this story has nothing to do with what they were picketing or anything. I just turned around and went back the other way. But that memory and that experience stayed with me because I couldn't understand how I felt it before I saw it. So that story they wanted me to tell you. So the message from your future self, they said it's very important. They just repeated that. So okay, I see. So the message from your future self, for those of you who pieced it together before me, is that you may be feeling and sensing an energetic change and shift before it happens in this next timeline that you're moving into. And it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially if it's a large life shift and altering situation. It's in a positive way. They're reassuring me and they wanted me to say that quickly. This is not like an angry mob coming at you, but it's something big that you've been calling in. This could be a new partner, a new romantic partner, where all of a sudden, for example, you're energetically just like head over heels. You're feeling this passion, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling so interested in someone, and your worlds are colliding, and maybe you haven't felt that in a very long time. So that's a huge energetic like upheaval, for example. It could be this wish come true, a dream come true, the end of a difficult situation. So this could be something you've been just dealing with in your life, like a difficult family member, a difficult coworker. All of a sudden, you get a different job offer and you're just like, wow, like I thought this difficult thing was on my path and I just got a job offer in my dream field with my dream company, and all of a sudden my life is shifting. So it's something like that with this transformation in reverse, where it's going to be a change, but it's going to bring stability. And yes, there's going to be obstacles and challenges like they showed me, which is why they've drawn you to this reading, because they want you to be prepared that this is not necessarily a cycle of your life where it's smooth sailing, but they keep showing me someone jumping over that log or somebody training for like an Olympic event. It's that type of challenge. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to bring spiritual growth. It's going to bring physical growth. It's going to bring emotional growth, financial growth. It's a cycle in your life where you've had a very happy ending on something. Like I said, you have to, I just want to show you this in case you need this message. This card 17 literally says the end of a difficult situation, and then this card 21 literally says a very happy ending. So it's bringing the end of something that you wanted to end, or maybe didn't really verbalize that you wanted to end, but something's ending for you that's bringing a positive into your life. But you're going to be in this yang energy, which is a doing energy, which means you're going to be maybe in a faster pace moving time of your life where you're going to be coming up against challenges that are going to bring growth. And these aren't difficult challenges. These are challenges for growth. Like I said, jumping over that tree log on your way, running to something. This is like learning new things. Learning new skills, for example, if you haven't been in a relationship in a long time, if you're with me, that can bring a lot of challenges. Like, how do you maintain your own sense of self and your own timing and your own priorities and your own life while still making room for this other person, and tempering that. Like, relationships and the temperance card to me are like so connected and necessary. For example, it could be that, like, of course, the relationship is a beautiful thing. You're so excited. You've been calling this in, but it does bring challenges. Maybe you have to merge two households together. Maybe you both have kids, or one of you has kids and one of you doesn't. Maybe it comes with different challenges, like difference in religion or views or age or location. So that's messages coming up strong. The only reason I keep referring to the relationship thing is because the woman holding a heart came out here, but it could be about anything. They're also showing me school, work, jobs, locations, you're moving, things like this. So they're urging me to get one of these cards. I really enjoyed this reading. I love every reading, but some readings just feel very powerful and like clear. So I'm really happy that this message came out for you and that you got just the fact that you received the intuitive nudge to click to pick this pile. It means you're on the right path because you're following. Like that alone is huge. I think it's so underplayed how people finding messages in pick a cards. It's kind of like you're so aligned that you found this, and that applies to every aspect of your life. It's not just for pick a cards, it's for your hearing, your intuitive nudges. So you're on the right path. So how you found this, the ease with which you clicked on that video and picked your pile, Spirit's saying, is the ease with which they're giving to you these other nudges about every other thing in your life. And that's how, what is this word they're giving me? That's how okay, it's too many words. These are the words they're giving me: gracefully, easily, non-difficultly, choosing. They're just saying it's not like you may feel like, oh, this is going to be a really difficult thing, so it's going to be really difficult to choose. But they're saying, no, you're going to intuitively know exactly what to do, just like you knew which pile to pick to find this message and which reading to pick. It's kind of like in your the back of your consciousness. Like you may have just picked up your phone. They're showing me you might be doing something else. You might be driving to work or listening to this as you're driving or doing groceries or cleaning your house or, waking up or going to bed, and you just like, oh, click, click, click. And now you're hearing this message and they want you to understand the ease with which, and the confidence, that's the word they were trying to give me. The confidence, because you weren't questioning it, because you're just like, this feels right. This feels natural to me to make these selections and click on this video and click on this pile. That's the ease and confidence with which you're going to be able to click on every other choice in your life and every other step and action that you need to take while you're in this yang energy. So they just said to me, time to breathe out. I thought they meant me, because when I get really, which they probably do, when I get really channeling quickly, it's hard for me to take enough breaths. So they said to me, time to breathe out. So then the cards came out. So you may be feeling this energy. It's a disseminating moon, which means the moon has become full. Same with this world card. It's that completion, and now it's slowly going back into a new moon phase. You're slowly starting into something fresh, into a new cycle. So what's interesting about your energy is you very quickly have something closing out, and so you're going to need to feel that, it's over. This job is over. This relationship has ended. This challenge has finished. This cycle has completed. You're going to be feeling that energy. They just keep showing me like a difficult living situation, or a difficult family member, or say like a roommate that's been very difficult to live with, and then this person leaves or you move. It's that type of energy where you're like, whoa, like that's done. I never have to go to this job again. I never have to see this person again. I mean, you may have to see them again, but I never have to live with them again. I'm out of that struggle. But what's interesting about your reading is at the same time that cycle's closing, this new cycle is coming in, this yang energy of like, okay, let's go. There's some new passion coming in. It's bringing, the end brings in something new, and then the energy starts moving very quickly again. So taking the time to breathe, they're showing me breathing, or like waves going in and waves coming out. Same with your breath. It goes in and it comes out. So it's going to be that type of pace where you're letting something go and then something new is coming in. And that comes with excitement and alignment, and you feel re-enlivened. This is your message about what to expect. And wow, yeah, a time for healing. Beautiful. So as this difficult situation is ending, like I said, and you're breathing out, your future self wants you to be aware of the importance of taking time for yourself, taking time to release whatever this situation caused you to maybe carry a little bit of baggage or pain or tension in your body, and make sure that you are doing things to temper that. Like I really see temperance card with you guys here. It's like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Okay, I'm releasing this old relationship and I'm dealing with all of that, those conversations, and, you know, packing up these things, moving these things, and wow, this new relationship came in really quick. So see how like that temperance, like I'm leaving this, it's your energy is so clear. I love it. I'm leaving this job and these toxic situations and these negative coworker situations, and I'm releasing all of that and feeling this, you know, relief. And wow, this new job's coming in, and I'm filling out paperwork, and I'm doing health and safety training, and I'm signing contracts, and I'm getting my new office sorted. Like, you're going to be doing this shuffle dance of one, like literally moving from an old house, and you're packing up all those boxes, and then you're moving into a new house and you're unpacking all those boxes. Do you see that like duality? So I see this energy coming in, this new desire coming in, and this old desire, you know, this old thing closing off. And I see this being a very active time for you. And so your guides and your future self really want you to remember to temper your energy. Make sure you're doing your self-care practices. Make sure you're taking time for yourself. Make sure you're peppering your day with self-care healing practices like journaling, meditation, slow movement, stretches, going for walks, spending time in nature, talking to your guides, you know, like a simple thing like lighting a candle. And as the candle's lit, you sit there and stare at it and you just say to your guides, is there anything I need to release? Is there anything I need to bring in? That's it. What do I need less of? What do I need more of? Just something for you to kind of ritualistically acknowledge this time that you're in. So that A, it doesn't just pass you by so quick, but B, so you don't carry all this weight of the old thing on you while you go into the new thing. Yeah, like my energy, it's all, my breath is kind of caught up in my chest in a good way, in the sense of like when you go in a swing and you come down on the swing and you're like, and you kind of have that feeling, or like if you've ever bungee jumped, I haven't, but I just imagine that feeling is there. Or you go down a roller coaster hill and like your heart's in your chest because it's exciting, it's exhilarating. I feel you feeling exhilarated about all this new fresh energy coming in, so that it's like there's so much change. Spirit wants you to make sure you also anchor yourself. Okay, so you're not just like blown away in the wind and you're just like burnt out with all this excitement. Like, go to the amusement park, go on the roller coasters, have an incredible time, they're saying, but then go home and rest, right? So both things, balance. More messages for pile 1, please. I think we're towards the end of your message. They're saying they've brought most of the information in here. We'll just wrap this up and get like kind of some key points. Trust, yeah. A lot of this this is a balsamic moon, a lot of this crescent moon imagery here, which means you can't quite yet see the full picture of what's coming. That could require a lot of trust. For example, like I talk on this channel, I got let go from my job and I was ecstatic because that's what I had wanted. I got a package and it allowed me to do this, but that takes trust, because there were moments where I was panicking a little bit, like I always say 3 to 5 seconds, like these brief glimpses where I'm like, how am I going to pay my bills? And I would get all tense in my body, and the spirit would say like, it's fine, you're completely protected, we have so many ideas and plans, and I would release. And I would remember I have to just trust the path, trust the intuition, and the money has been there. The money has been coming in, and it has been an incredible blessing to watch how, and like, just everything has been working out in the way that I've hoped. And I had no real plan. I just had intuitive nudges about what to do next. Focus on my other channel. That one got monetized. Start focusing on this channel. This one's picking up. By the way, thank you to all the new subscribers. Like, I'm so in awe of everyone who comments and subscribes and likes. It's just incredibly generous. So thank you and welcome. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. But yeah, this trust energy, I completely understand this. You're going to be in a time, your future self is saying, where it's not all going to be clear, but that's why you're here at this message. Everything that you want is coming in. Listen to your intuitive nudges and trust that the path is going to unfold. I have a short, they're showing me a pick a card short where it says, it's little feet at the beginning emoji, and it says like, the path will appear one step at a time. They're repeating that. I think it's like a minute clip. I don't want to say it again here because it takes a lot of energy to say that that channeled message. So click on that short they're saying and listen to that message. The path will appear one step at a time because you don't want it all at once, like I described in that short, and Spirit says in that short. Okay, so I have 4 new decks that they wanted to end these readings with. So I'm going to go ahead and get you 1 card from each as kind of like final clarity messages. And we're going to leave you with kind of a journaling prompt, or like if you journal, or a thought-provoking message to discuss on your end with Spirit, so that you kind of have like the next step. Message for pile 1, please. They're just your discussion points, basically, with your own spirit team or God, or whatever you resonate with. Let go. Wow. Okay, so powerful. Look at this. Let go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. Now listen, whenever you get a powerful message like this, you absolutely must not take any action until you discuss with your guides. This is a pick a card reading, so I'm reading for a collective group. Now, this is meant to be a guidepost, a signpost to point you, like head east this way. So I'm pointing you towards this discussion point with your guides, but you need to know what specifically they're referring to. Like maybe it's like, is it your job? Is it a relationship? Is it an unhealthy friend? Is it a toxic habit that you have? You need to discuss with your guides, what does this mean? So I'll hold the card up if you want to screenshot it for talking points later with your spirit team. So what situation, so the talking point here with for your own internal self-care practice is, what in my life do I need to let go of or walk away from in order to bring resolve? So that's number 1 they want to leave you with. That was powerful. I didn't expect that to be so like... For some of you, they're just showing me the word career. That's just for a couple of you, they're saying maybe 30% of you. Like they're saying, yes, if you were already thinking that, then they're confirming that it's your career. It doesn't mean you have to go quit tomorrow, but it means that you can mentally start to make an exit plan or be ready for when that opportunity presents itself. Ooh, yes, Fox Spirit. Okay, I love this. Card 27, Fox Spirit and think on your feet. So the next message coming out for you from your future self is, how can I be quick thinking? How can I be in this yang energy? How can I be ready for whatever challenges and obstacles come my way, so that I can be basically light on my feet and I can roll with the punches, flow with the changes. Oh, okay. Like when I had that call with HR and they let me go, I didn't resist it. I didn't say, well, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Time to act. Opportunity, golden opportunity. I've just been handed an Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and I'm going to take it. This is a package. This is money for me to bridge. What do I want to do next? So what do I want to do next? And I flew right into my dream, which was being a content creator, because I want that flexibility with my schedule and everything. And I got right to action. So they're showing me that embody Fox Spirit, where you're not slow to act. You're not thinking too long about things, but you are clever. You're making smart decisions and you're moving in the direction that you want swiftly. Okay, third message coming out for you here. Oh, someone flew. Oh, stop. I'm literally getting chills. Like, I just got so emotional by this card. Whew. Okay. Card 28, protest. Can you see this? Start a revolution. Now, if you were here at the beginning of this, you know that I led with that story that Spirit told me to tell you about those protesters that I saw coming. This is wild. Like, as soon as I saw this image with the picket signs, guys, can you see that? God, I'm like literally hot with, like, I'm sweating with Spirit energy. When you get that resonance of something. Can you imagine if I didn't tell that story? I would be so mad at myself right now. I'd be like, I should have told them that story, because then this protest card would have come out and it wouldn't have been as powerful for all of us to experience that synchronicity. This is the first time I've used this deck, and this is the first time I've got this card. I've never seen a protest card anywhere in any other deck. And it flew out so fast. Anyways, all of these people are holding picket signs. Again, look at this, look at this, look at this. Community, 3 people here. So that, because I didn't really get a strong message for this community card when it first came out. Like I said, I just said the right people coming into your life. But look at this, guys. It's support. Start a revolution. I mean, if you don't know what this is about, then don't go crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just go starting fires and riots. Look, we're not encouraging any sort of destructive behavior, because that word can also be taken, in a negative way. But standing up for something you believe in, going for support with others, banding together in a group of like-minded individuals, starting a spiritual revolution, positive energy, infusing your workplace with positive thinking, and with, I don't know, they're just showing me so many things here. But this could be in your life. This could be if there's some injustice in your life, banding together with people who are like mind, supportive of you, and finding a way to move out of this situation. Now, the only caution Spirit's giving for this, and I agree, is be careful that your energy in protest is not in resistance. It's towards something. You want to be, I wouldn't even use the word protest. I like the start a revolution. You want to be a revolutionary. You want to see a vision for how you want something that's displeasing or uncomfortable, or what you would say not right. How can you revolutionize and alchemize that energy and bring forth the positive change, bring forth the positive vision that you see instead? Because if you band together with others in resistant energy, you are adding to the problem, because via the law of attraction, you're drawing more of that energy to that cause. You're highlighting it, which makes it bigger. So, for example, if you're against littering, I'm just giving you a example that's, not too heated. If you're against littering, don't put up signs and go to City Hall and say, everyone has to stop littering, stop polluting, stop, because you're just bringing energy to pollution, to littering, to, waste of resources and things. But instead, you could say, let's build a positive environment and for change, for cleanup, for having renewable resources, for putting proper recycling and waste disposal methods in place, for comfortable, beautiful living situations. Do you see the difference? It's slight, but it matters. Just like they say, if you're unwell, instead of saying I'm sick, say I'm healing, I'm restoring this. I'm restoring optimal body function, instead of I'm healing from this sickness. It's like a very slight semantics, but the energy is quite different from moving towards perfect health or towards the thought of illness. I don't want to beleaguer that point. I think because you're probably all very on the same frequency as me, I think you completely know what I'm saying. But wow, the power of that card coming out. So this is the third talking point, is what can you band together with others in support, whether it's just talking with people or creating some sort of group situation to bring forth positive change for yourself. This is just one example they just showed me, which I've never thought of this before, and this is actually brilliant. They just showed me like single parents. So in this economy, it can be very difficult. So they showed me, for example, 3 single moms or 3 single dads or a mixture of friends saying, hey, we all can't afford our own homes because we're single income people. But what about 3 of us going in on a home or going in on rent? And we rent this $3,000 home that has enough space for all of us, but it's only $1,000 a month for each of us, instead of all three of us trying to afford a $3,000 home for us and our kids. So it's that sort of banding together to find a solution against something like a challenging economy that they're showing me. So that type of thinking, you guys have a really powerful pile. Like, I'm like, whew, like I feel like I could get up and like rule the world right now with this energy. Like, that was a brilliant, I love that idea. So apply that to whatever your situation is. Really cool energy here, like very innovative. And you may be like, I don't feel innovative, but your future self is calling you towards that energy, is calling you into that energy. Thinking outside the box. So what can you let go? What can you think on your feet about and find a clever solution for to bring forth positive change by harnessing your community and supportive people? And final message here. They just want me to do this because this card is a different shape. Final message for pile 1, please, and this powerful synchronistic message that came out. I love this. Oh, I love this. Okay, you've got 2 cards, first of all, but first you got Anchor, which we started the reading talking about with this transformation energy and that feeling of balance. I think I said you're going to need to anchor yourself. This feeling of fast-moving energy, things changing, letting go of things and bringing things in, and feeling like you keep yourself grounded is the message from your future self for what's going to be happening going forward for you, because you're going to be flying high on so many things. You need to ground yourself in things. So I would create a list for this talking point with your guides or your meditation or your journal of what's going to keep me grounded. Every day I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. I'm going to walk for 15 minutes. And I'm going to, make sure I'm eating healthy food, or I'm going to sit on the earth for 10 minutes, or I'm going to call this friend who, like, what makes you feel centered within yourself and your reality, that you've come out of your head, all the swirling thoughts, all the to-dos, and you've come back to yourself. Lie in bed at night, maybe you have a lavender eye mask and you talk to your guides for 10 minutes. That can be it, something to anchor you. Ah, yes. Patience, my least favorite word. My friend, we meet again. I'm the least patient person in the world, but I've been getting so much better at it. I got this cute little turtle here. Oh, I like these cards, are cute. I like these. Patience, the tide will come in when it's ready. And we said that too. The breathe in, the breathe out. The tide's going in, the tide's coming out. And we said that with didn't we? Trust. Yes, this perfect timing message that came through. The tide will come in when it's ready. So the energy is building momentum. I can see that for you guys. And certain things are going to start to break forth in your reality, where maybe you felt a period of stagnancy for a while, and all of a sudden change is going to start to come in. This transformative energy is going to come in for you. And so just be ready to act when that comes in for you. Whatever it is, they just highlighted this woman holding a heart thing again. So I just want to reiterate that message of love. It could be love. It could be a love reignited. It could be a new love. It could be a love for something coming in, like your job, a pet, a child, like a parent situation where you have a child, something like this coming in where your heart is also opening during this time. They just wanted me to reiterate that. Thank you so much for being here. I absolutely enjoyed this reading so much. It's beautiful, powerful energy for you. If you want to claim this pile as yours, feel free to put it down in the comment section. Sometimes it's just like writing it down brings it into reality and kind of says, this is mine. I'm working on these things. I'm working towards these things. I'm excited for this. If not, no worries. Thank you just so much for being here and supporting the channel by watching. And if you are going to another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Hi, pile 2. Thank you for being here. You have this beautiful crystal in the Never Ending Story, card 37. Now, I've just noticed here in the bottom, it says, love me, yes, no. Interesting. So this could have to do with love. I'm not sure. There's a mirror here beside this person. Maybe there's some mirroring going on here, or something reflecting back to you that Spirit's trying to tell you. Also, I think it's kind of interesting that you chose the pile where I have these two crystals are kind of similar. Spirit's just highlighting to me. So again, it could be a twos here type of situation. It might not be. We have gotten no cards. So if that's not you, let's see what comes out first. Messages for pile 2, please, from their future self. You might want to take a deep breath with me if you feel that would be helpful or feel good. Card 17, hope. Okay, here we go. Card 6, harmony. So this would be like the Lover's card in a traditional tarot, and the hope card. So definitely I'm getting this has something to do with relationships. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a very close friend. They're showing me like a best friend, a very close family member that you have, someone you have on your mind, some sort of harmonious relationship or caring connection. And you have this card 17, hope card. The star card, this is the star in traditional tarot. This card 17 also came out in pile 1. Not this card, but another star card. So you may have messages there if you felt drawn and there was some relationship talk there. Only if you resonated with that or you were deciding between the piles or something like that. So message from your future self sounds like it's something about a relationship in your life. The thinking woman. Okay. So something, this could be like the Queen of Swords, something you've been thinking deeply on, analyzing. Sevens could be a number for you. You have card 47, 17, 37. So 777. Oh, okay. Card 16 coming out with patience. And patience, not this card, but a different one came out in pile 1. So a lot of similarities here on like a certain aspect of the theme that came out in pile 1. I'm just telling you that in case you want more messages about this, you could have more information there. Sorry, I'm distracted because they were giving me, so usually I give cues for each pile, but I forgot to do it and they just reminded me now. So I'll probably go over and do a voiceover for that, but they want it specifically addressed in your pile also. So I don't know what they're going to tell me when I go record that voiceover for each pile, but for your pile, they just want you to listen up closer if for whatever reason you weren't listening or you weren't sure or you needed confirmation or clarity that this message is for you before we begin. They just want to give these like further call outs. Okay, I'm just going to tune in quick here. If you're within the same room as a shell, like from the sea, make an ornament or something, or you recently, for some reason, were holding a shell or looking at a shell. If you've recently done your nails, either yourself or someone, or went to someone. If you would consider yourself an overthinker, an overanalyzer, or having an active mind. Waterfall, they're showing me. So if you recently heard that song, or you have been at a waterfall, either sitting or visiting on a trip, or it's a place that you go or drive by. Okay, so twice they've said active, and then I didn't say it because I don't know what that means, and then they said active. They just keep saying it if I don't say it. So I don't know what that means. So this could be you've recently reactivated something, like you're now active on a dating app, they're saying, or you are active. You would consider yourself active, like they're showing me filling out paperwork at the doctor's office and you click sedentary, you know, whatever, and or active. So if that makes sense to you. They never make sense to me. So if any of those resonate, then you could also have messages here. Otherwise, like if you felt strongly about this pile, then you were already listening, they said, so they're not giving any more qualifiers, but more stuff will come up. The colors here are very earth. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's so much greens and yellow and beige. Even the crystal is earth toned and your card is earth toned, so you could resonate with just that very natural vibe. Like your home is very natural. Maybe you use all natural products and you just consider yourself, like, people might be like, oh, you're a hippie soul, you know, like you love nature, you tend towards greens and beiges and natural fibers and natural linens. If that's you, there could be a message here for you. It doesn't have to be, it's just a collective reading, so that could be for someone. Oh, what do you want me to do here? These 30. This came out in an interesting way. Okay, message from your future self. Oh my gosh, please stop. Please don't stop. So you have to start again. We just talked about this with Pal. We just talked about this at the beginning of your reading. So this is the card that Pal 1 got. So in Pal 1, I said you might be from that reading that got the 3 stars. There was this star, and then the Fulfillment of Wishes card in a previous reading. I don't remember which one, but there's a short posted about it if you want to find it, and the video is linked there. So yeah, you could be those people, like from that group. Oh, that's really powerful energy in this reading. Like Pal 1 almost blew me away. I had to like decompress, and now you guys have the same energy. So I love it. A dream come true. Believe in yourself and the end of difficult situation. So if I haven't said it enough times, I would really listen to Pal 1. They're very strongly connected for the rest of your messages beyond what's gonna happen here. Don't go yet. You have 2 17s. This is just wild. New beginnings. Oh my gosh. Okay. Starting a new life. Wow, this is so powerful. Like I can't like catch my breath in a good way. Like I'm like, what? New beginnings. Okay. Look at this. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Wow. And the Lovers. Oh my gosh. This might be the most synchronistic reading I have ever got. Look at this. I have ever done. You just got the Lovers. Remember, I was like, I don't know if it's about love. I don't want to say. Because it has the little love heart here that they were first showing me. And then you got look, can you guys see this? If you're not watching, like, if you're listening, look at the video for a second. You have the Lovers, Harmony, the Lovers card 6, 6, 6, star, hope, 17, star, hope, 17. Do you know how the decks, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, at least 30 decks in front of me that have been cleansed to choose from, and you guys have doubled your cards. And remember I said, oh, the double, because you have like the double. Wow. Okay, so this could be like a twin flame situation if you resonate with that, a soulmate situation, whatever you resonate with. This is your divine counterpart. Your like your future self is like da, 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 da. Like I see a trumpet coming in here because they are like alerting you to this. But why do you have Never Ending Story? I just realized your main card. So let's get to that, because you have like this literal new beginnings, starting a new life, finding a purpose, like fresh newness coming out, a dream come true. The Lovers, make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. Now, the Lovers also means choice. So this could be choosing between this life or that life, this person or that person, between staying, isolated within yourself or putting yourself out there. I know about that because I always like to self-isolate, if you don't know me. Wow. This is like, my jaw is like dropped. And like here in this new beginnings card, there's like a family here. You guys, like the power of your energy. I just want to make sure this is still recording because no one's gonna believe me. Okay. But those all came out. Like I surprise myself, like not me, Spirit surprises me with this stuff. Oh, okay. I didn't expect, I feel like I've been on a high when I started these readings, like on a natural high. I didn't expect these to be so life-giving. So I feel that that's the energy that you're going to be coming into. This energy, I feel it's so fresh and like a bright burst of sunshine. Like it's so life-giving. whatever's coming in here for you in your future. Now, I know it's future self, so it's like, you might be like, well, when is that happening? Like, I'm not sure. I can't read much past 3 months, so there could be something in my eye. There could be something, this could be coming in quickly. Well, let's get more information. We have patience, so let's be real. Like I always say, my least favorite card. There's a clock here, this angel's holding, saying like in divine timing, when the timing is right. Like pile 1 got this card. I know because I just put it back on. Like I'll shuffle it when if we use it. The tide will come in when it's ready. They got that patience card. That's why I'm saying pile 1. But that's the energy. Like this is coming. But when all of the ducks are lined up, because you can't, like, I know it sucks because I'm the biggest person who feels this way because I'm not with my divine counterpart. So I'm like, where is this person? Like, I'm 43. Like, are we gonna have some romance at any point? So I get it. But I mean, I've had lots of relationships, but no one that I felt like that was my person, you know? And I know that I wasn't who I needed to be yet in my life, like spiritually and developing, in order to be with that person. Like I know that. So I know it's hard, but sometimes we're going through things. We're getting to these stages in our life where we can be and integrate and embody the qualities that would draw us to this divine counterpart. Does that make sense? Like, it's hard to explain because I'm not trying to say like you're not a good person or anything now, like you're amazing now. I'm just saying sometimes, like, you know, this person that you're going to be with, like you both have to reach a certain point in your life where that opens up so that it can stick. You know, we're going to get more. I feel like I'm not giving it the right words. And Spirit just said they got it, so you could be with me here. We could be telepathically just they want one more exchanging concepts, which is much easier. You could be doing that with your counterpart. I'm going to say counterpart, but you should sub in whatever you know. It could be your, if you resonate with twin flame, with soulmate, love of your life, your person, your SP, specific person. Okay. I don't like when these cards are so like vague, like delight, wonders, and flow. You guys know I have beef with this card if anyone watches this channel. This wonders card, I'm just like, it's just so like wonders. Like it's so esoteric. It's so, you know, the universe. And like, I like things to be like, you know, what is it? Like, give me the facts. So you could be struggling with this energy too of things being unclear, things being unseen, things, you know, percolating in the universal coffee maker. And you're like, what flavor is going to be? What strength is it going to be? What is it? Robust blend? What's the blend of this coffee? Like, I wonder, I think is the title of like your reading. So I get that. I get that that's frustrating. Like it just is facts. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it is for me. Delight. Okay. Wonderful. I like that we'll be delighted, but I don't feel like we're getting like anything meaty here and flow. Might as well put flow with patience. Because it's that whole tide coming in, the flow of life. I'm feeling your frustration. Like, I'm not really typically this frustrated when it comes to, like, I'm at a good surrender point with it. I love my life, so it's like, I'm very happy with being single at this point. But I'm picking up a little bit on, like, you're reactivating, you're triggering in me, in a good way, your energy. That energy of, like, frustration. So, like, I totally get as a reader what you're going through. Yeah, okay, let's see if we can get some timelines with this Moonology deck. What else can we tell pile 2 from their future self, please, about this romantic, or I'm going to read it as romance just because there's a lot here with new beginnings, lovers, harmony, but like I said, it could be some other situation like friendship or something. Apply it to whatever works for you. But what about it though is the point. Like it's clear what we're bringing in, or what we're kind of waiting on with the patients and the thinking woman. But what does your future self, what do you want to tell them about this? It cannot possibly be that you've come here to this reading. Now I'm having a conversation with Spirit to tell them more patience and stay in the flow, because I feel like you guys know that and have heard that a billion bajillion times. So what new information, please, can we give them? It could be tied to your purpose, they said, because they just highlighted this for me. Starting a new life, finding your purpose. So meeting this person could be tied to also your life purpose kind of taking off, finding something else that you truly love to do, or that keeps you getting out of bed in the morning. Something that you feel like is you. So they're giving me a message. I don't know why I'm hesitant to say it. Oh, I guess I know why. Because it feels so said. It feels like a lip service thing to say. So I'm not going to say it until I bring it up again, because I feel like I need more oomph behind that message before I say that. Okay. Trust me, you're not missing anything. I gotta wait till it's got some sauce on it, or you'll just roll your eyes. Okay, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay, we gotta talk about this. Don't let your past hold you back. South node. So you have some lucky energy here. I mean, luck is really just being aligned, right, with your path. There's no luck. It's all alignment. But it just depends what you resonate with. If luck, like Lucky Girl Syndrome, if you resonate with that, like if that helps you believe, then use the word luck to your benefit. But let's talk about this first. Because what I didn't read when I was reading this, starting a new life, finding your purpose, the last phrase was a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. I didn't read that just right now when I read the card again, because my guides told me not to. But then you just got, don't let your past hold you back. So now we're going to talk about this. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So something has happened in your past. I mean, obviously, like, duh, statement of the week. Something has happened in all our past. Something is always happening. But that that your guides are encouraging you and your future self to reflect on and forgive. I know that, and I don't mean forgive like say it's okay. That's what's challenging about that word. That's why I struggle to get that word out, because forgive for some people comes with the energetic frequency of, but then I'm saying that it was okay that thing happened to me. And it's not. Forgive is that should never have happened. Absolutely unacceptable that that person behaved in that way, that anyone brought you any pain, that anyone brings anyone pain. Absolutely not okay. You're absolutely not deserving of any sort of negative situation being directed towards you. But forgiving means accepting that it's over. And, okay, I'm going to channel what it means. I got to get my ego brain out of the way. Hold on a second. We'll just get it direct from Spirit. Put these together. You know that. Stay with that. One moment, please. Oh yeah, because you have Never Ending Story. Which have you watched that movie? It's really good. A Never Ending Story. I watched that like 1,000 times when I was a kid. So for some of you, there's a message in there. It's like a children's movie, but it's very powerful. I don't really remember what it's about now. I just remember I watched it on repeat as a kid because it was so like meaningful to me. So that could be something. But a never-ending story, yes. And then you have the past. Okay, let's channel the forgiveness thing and then let's talk about that. Hold on a second. Okay, forgiveness from Spirit means not letting something that occurred in a past timeline or frequency to now affect, AFFECT, your now frequency, which is what's creating what's coming next. That's forgiveness. Because if you bring it, the past, pain, resentments, heaviness, into your now, and you carry it forward, they're showing me like what they're saying, for example, forgive a debt. When you forgive, so you're releasing that energetic debt. Because if you keep the debt active, you have to carry it into your now too, right? Like if someone owes you money, they're showing me this. So they're indebted to you because they owe you something, and you don't forgive that debt, then you carry that remembrance that they owe you, that debt, into your now. And so now you're saying to the universe, I am lacking this thing. I have this hole in my energy because this thing is owed to me, because this thing was done to me. So if you don't forgive, by forgiving that energetic debt, you make yourself whole again because you release that debt. So now there is no hole. You are whole because you don't need anyone to pay you back money or energy. Spirit is saying so clearly, because you have access to the abundant resources of the universe. So if someone took $2,000 from you, Spirit will bless you with $2,000 in another way. You don't need to attach yourself to that person in order for them to be the avenue to repay you that money. Oh, wow. That was so powerful for me. I don't know exactly what was said when I'm channeling that deeply, but I'm going to rewatch that. I hope that helped. So there is an aspect here for some of you where this is a never-ending story with a person, where you feel like we keep going through the same cycle. I keep choosing to be with them, and it's not improving. Starting a new life, because this could be starting a new life with the same person, or this could be starting a new life with a new person. So there is a percentage of you where this is someone from your past, like who you would call your twin or something, where you feel like you're on this hamster wheel with them, where it's good, it's bad, it's ugly, it's toxic, then it's great, then it's where remember how I said, was it the spell that I said at the beginning? Sometimes we have to be ready to be, we have to become that person before we can attract that person. I feel, and like Spirit's confirming, that sometimes we attract this person when we're not ready, because that was the soul contract that you had. And so you go through those bumps together, where you come apart, you come together, you go apart, you come together. So if that's your situation, then there is a message here for you also, that this can become what you were hoping. It can become the relationship that you want. Now that's for a portion of this group. For the other portion of you, you haven't met this person, and this could be releasing, or maybe you have met this person, quite frankly. I don't know if that's true, but you're not with this person is what I'm trying to say right now. It's a new relationship that you haven't had that fullness of intimacy with this person yet. That's like coming in your future. And what you're going through now is helping to set you up. And what they're going through now in their life is helping to set you up for this divine relationship that you guys are going to come together in the future. So there's two pockets here. Both end up with either this new person or the person that you're thinking of and have been on this never-ending story with, becoming this fresh, renewed hope and faith, this desire that you want. Okay, but I want more information. So let's get I have 4 new decks here that I pulled for pile 1, where what we're doing is like really talking points with your guides. If you want to, in your meditations or in your journaling, use these as prompts. You can screenshot the picture of the card, and then these are the 4 kind of talking points that your guides want to discuss with you privately about your own personal situation that could help you get more clarity, your own future self, your own higher self. Whoa, okay. I sure getting more than 2 from that pile. So what came out for you here is career change. See, this is what I thought was going to come out in pile 1. I'm guessing that this other one has something to do with love. I'm just saying. If I'm wrong, don't judge me. But I heard this. So when you watch pile 1, because I feel like you really need to watch pile 1, but no pressure. But I'm just telling you that's the message emphatically from your guides, because there's so many similarities in the sense that these decks are new. So they showed me this. They showed me career when I was pulling pile 1's card. And so I said it because I was like, I'm just hearing career. And now this is the card that they were showing me in my head. I've never seen this card before. So that's why I feel like they're connected. So for some of you, this is a career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings, so that's the finding your purpose part of this. So that's why they want to make sure that that's clear. It doesn't get lost in the sauce, because we talked a lot about relationships here, but this did come up in pile 1 more clearly. So this finding this romantic thing is connected to the timeline of also embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you deserve and desire. So you could sit with your guides and think and meditate and journal about, am I happy with my career choices? Is this a path that I feel my soul is connected to? And if so, is there anything else I can do to find my purpose in this career path? First message, time to decide. Wow. And you have the Lovers, which is choice. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So another talking point would be, is there something I need to decide on? Am I at a crossroads? Is there a choice I need to make between 2 people, between 2 paths, between 2 jobs? And when would be the right time to be in divine timing to make this decision? And if I did, follow it through in your mind. They're saying, if you did make that decision, what would that look like? If you, in the next hour, said, I'm making this call, I'm moving forward on this, then what would happen? And is that something that you feel you're being intuitively called to move on? Can you give notice? Can you end a relationship? Can you, are you at that point? Because you did get the time to decide. So is your future self, but have this discussion with your guides. Never take action from a pick a card alone. Always use it as a signpost to lead you to what your guides are trying to highlight for you. Is there something that your heart is calling you towards in whatever aspect of your life that you can just make a decision on now, even if it's just internally, or start to externally put some of those decisions in place? Inform the people who need to be informed. Start to take some movement on it. That's a question to reflect on in your meditation and self-reflection, self-care time. Whoa! Oh, I thought that was the same one. Pile 1 got it's the same color. Oh, yeah, I got so many cards. Okay. Card 13, Cat Spirit. Ooh, claim your independence. So for some of you, this could be leaving an unhealthy relationship, or something that's just, run its course. Doesn't have to be unhealthy. Sometimes the hardest ones to leave are the ones that it's nothing really moving you from it. It's just that you feel you're moving towards something else. Claim your independence. So this could be having more time to yourself, even within, if you're in a relationship now with your divine counterpart, kind of reestablishing your sense of self within it is one message. Yes, I love this. Chameleon spirit, act as if, card 14. So we were talking about this, what if I made this decision? What would that look like? What would the end result be? Would I need to move? Would I need to leave? Would I need to give notice? Would I need to travel somewhere? Would I need to contact someone? I love that. I really see that strongly for you guys. The message from your future self is a lot of this energy is in this soup. They're showing me this manifestational soup, and it will just remain soup until you pour out a cup to serve yourself. Does that make sense? At some point you need to feel that impulse, or you will feel that impulse, or you need to act on that impulse if you've been feeling it, to take the step, which could be like, do you need to go on a dating app? Do you need to contact this person that you want to reconnect with? Do you need to, like I said, go to your job and say, hey, I really need a raise, or else, I can't financially stay here. Like, what is it that you need to pour out of this soup that you've been creating in order so that you can experience it? Oh, you actually got card 13, 14, and 15, which is crazy because it's a new deck, so I've shuffled it and cleared it, and somehow they realigned again. Oh, okay. Here comes the Wonders card. Cow Spirit, card 15. Yeah, as I say, I don't know how you got 13, 14, and 15. And you have 16 and 17. Wow. You guys have... wow. Okay, I get it. You have 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Do you have like 18? Just checking. The miracles are endless, this card says. So this is Spirit really highlighting things can just happen in a way that you can't anticipate, and the hows and the solutions can just all fall into place. Trusting in the wonders and the miracles and the things that are unexplainable, like getting 2 star cards, like getting 2 lovers cards. So if you're like really stuck in the hows and like, I know who I want to be with, or I know I want to manifest this divine counterpart, but I just don't see how. I don't see where they're coming from. I don't see what to do. I'm having an internal mental conflict with my guides. Okay, let me just tell you the story. They're like, tell your story, tell that story, tell the story. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. And they're like, tell the story. Okay, I'll give you an example because I'm single. And like I said, I like being alone, so I'm not really looking. But of course, there's a part of me that's like, where's my person? Because it's been a while, and I've been through the ups and the downs and divorce and very difficult karmic relationships and all of that jazz. So I'm slightly, I'm putting the feelers out. I'm like, do I want that? Do I have time in my day? Like, I've been curious. And Spirit said to me the other day, you need to download, or not the other day, probably for the past 2 weeks, almost every day, you need to download this app, a very specific app. It was Hinge, I'll just tell you. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm so stubborn because I don't want to. I don't want to use a dating app. I just don't like it. I want to meet someone in person. See how I have all these limitations and restrictions on how it's going to happen. And Spirit's like, yeah, but the path of least resistance, just trust us, is this person's on there. You would be very well suited, and you just could simply go on there, and they're right there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. So I resisted that for... I don't need to explain to you all of the reasons. I don't like being on public things. I don't even have social media. I don't like having my picture out there. I don't like putting myself out there. I don't like having to wade through the people. Anyway, so I have so much reasons why I was not doing that. And then one day, they just broke down my wall, and they were like, just do it. Just do it for 5 minutes, and then delete it. I was like, and I had nothing to do. I was kind of like waiting for something, and I couldn't do what I usually do, which was like work on my stuff for whatever reason. I don't remember what the reason was, but I had this pocket of time where I was like, okay, fine. I just did it. And actually, you know how they tricked me into doing it? Your guides are very good at tricking you. I don't mean trick in like a malicious way. They're very good at finding your path of least resistance. So for me, they actually reverse psychologied me. And they were like, because I had said no so many times to this idea, they put this idea in my mind of, don't you have an active profile on there? Because I'd been on there years ago. And they were like, what if you have an active profile and you didn't even notice? And it's just sitting up there, active, and everyone's seeing you. Because I was like, did I do that? Like, did I forget to delete the app? Like, because I didn't like it the last time I used it? Like, did I just delete the app but not delete my account? Because that's different. So your profile will remain active even if you delete the app from your phone, just if you didn't know. So they made me feel that sense of like, oh gosh, I want to make sure. So then I downloaded it to check. I signed in to make sure I didn't have an active account, and I didn't. And then they're like, well, now that you're here, you can just, so see how they'll do that? You could just press a few buttons. And so I quickly signed up. I didn't really write anything. I was like ready to get out of there. But the point of that story is I saw someone on there who I had chatted with before, and I can't remember why we stopped talking. I probably just disappeared like I do off the apps. And we just reconnected immediately, and he was like, oh my gosh, you're here. I have like missed you, and I haven't been on this. And I'm like, oh no, I just downloaded it 2 seconds ago, and I'm off of it again because now we're we exchanged numbers, and I really like this person. So we're not dating or anything. Well, we're not, together as a couple, but we're exploring the connection, which it's like, see how simple that was? I had this like low-key soft desire of like, oh, I kind of would like to have someone to go out with on a Friday or whatever, have a nice dinner with, connect with, see if there's anything. And Spirit gave me the path of least resistance. Was resistant for 2 weeks. I finally did it, and within like a matter of probably an hour, I connected with this person. I was back off the app. And we've been on 2 dates, and it was lovely. And we have another one this week. So I'm not saying it's a thing. I'm just saying I'm exploring it. But I'm just telling you that story because Spirit thinks it will help someone illustrate how fast it can change when you listen to divine timing and really listen to your internal nudges, and you don't always know why something's leading to something else. And sometimes you think, like I pictured myself on that app and it being exhausting, and I was picturing going on all these dates, and Spirit's like, it's not going to be like that. That's not what we need you to download the app for. We just need you to find this one person, and you did, and so it's not always as challenging as we think it's going to be. So hopefully that story helps someone. I hate talking about my personal life. So the next talking point from your guides. That's too many, I think. Okay, fine. We'll take them all. I think it's too much. It's like 5 cards. We'll just go through them quickly. Villain. You can always rewrite the story. So like I said, if someone has become the villain in your life where they're like, did something to you, or I think we talked about that at the beginning. Yeah, we did, right? This was the forgiveness pile. Sorry, when I'm channeling, I can't remember anything that happened, and I can't place it in the timeline of the time. You can always rewrite the story. So you might want to look into, I think it's Neville Goddard who has like a practice about rewriting your past. That could be helpful for you. So that could be a message for someone or something to reflect on. Mural, be your own first priority. I like that with the Independence card. The cat spirit, like they say, black cat energy, like you're doing your own thing. You're happy in your own life. You're so infused with your cup is so full of your own love and joy that it can't help but flow over onto, a divine counterpart situation, but always making sure your cup is full by taking care of yourself. Mirror, treat your body like the palace that it is. Interesting, because you have this mirror here on the Never-Ending Story card. So that could just be a message for someone. Treat your body like the palace that it is. Maybe this figure is dancing. Maybe you need to take a look at the foods that you're eating or your practices, kind of like creating and cultivating that inner world that feels really good and comfortable to you, and that self-love, so that it can be reflected on the outside. Because if you're not feeling good and you're having negative mental dialogue, especially if it's about your appearance, that could be mirroring into your it will mirror into your external reality, because whatever energy and frequency we're vibrating on the inside, it's going to attract like things. So if you're feeling unworthy, unfortunately, you're going to attract situations that reiterate what you would think makes you unworthy, like someone, making a snide joke or a rude comment, and you're like, see, I knew it. But it's just reflecting back to you what you're already telling the universe is true for you. So really working on your inner dialogue and your inner self-talk. If you think you're too old, if you think you're too young, if you think you're not good looking enough, if you think you need to lose weight or you need to gain weight or whatever it is, really embracing the beauty of your uniqueness of your body and understanding that love transcends all of those things. It's an energetic state. And so that's really all that's going to matter is your internal energetic state. Oh, guys, stars. You can manifest every wish. A 3rd star card. I would be shocked if you guys are from that pile, if you know what I'm talking about, and you either watched the short and were drawn to it, or you watched that reading where it's the 3-star pile. Please let me know if you guys are the same. If you also found that reading. If not, you may have a message in that reading, because it's a 3-star group. You have the exact same star, and now you have a 3rd card here saying you can manifest your every wish. I love that that was the last card too. I'll try and link it when I'm editing this down below. I'll make a note. I'll link that reading for you, because Spirit's saying you may not all have been there. If you were from there, comment, because I would love to know if you're like, yes, I was from that group. But they're saying even if you didn't catch that one yet, you have a message there, because there's no way there would be 2 different readings with 3 stars coming up and it not be meaningful to each other. So thank you so much for being here. Check out pile 1 if you feel drawn to it, and that reading if you feel drawn to it, if you want more information. I really feel your guys' energy is like big, like you're calling in a lot of goodness. So a lot of incredible things are going to be coming up here. And this is the line here that those last cards we drew. You got a lot. Pile 1 just got 4 of talking points with your own higher self, your own future selves coming through to say, here are the things that are going to be important for you to highlight and to remember on this future timeline. And you can continue that conversation with your own spirit team, God, the universe, your own higher self. So it doesn't have to end here. You'll get more clarity and more specifics for your specific world that way. Oh, I almost forgot to get you guys this last card here from this deck that I got for pile 1. So final message for pile 2. That one wanted to come out. Ooh, there it is. From your future self. Ooh, listen. The secrets of the sea become apparent when we listen to the sound within the shells. Oh, I love that. Also, a lot about that in your reading about going within. I mean, I know you've probably heard that a billion times. But one more time, having that inner dialogue and inner knowing, and knowing what's for you and what the best way forward is for you regarding this situation. But I just love this reading. It was just incredible with all the doubles. Okay, guys, so I will see you soon. Take care. Hi, pile 3. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to say hola, ¿cómo está? When I came to this group. So some of you could be from I was going to say Spanish descent, but some of you, your native tongue could be Spanish, or like any of that type of heritage or cultural resonance for you. That's just for a couple people here, because I immediately got that I don't speak Spanish, so I'm sorry if I said that terribly. Please forgive me. I don't speak Spanish well. I only know a few words, but that popped into my head, which is super unusual. Passion ignited. Wow, this is Ace of Wands energy here. Interesting. So you have the no place like home card. Did I just say, what did I just say? For some reason I thought I said, I don't know, I have no idea what I thought I said. I think I said no place like home. And the little angel crystal, a lot of blue coming out here. So it could be third eye. Chakras, getting like intuitive insights, nudges, inspired ideas coming through. I'm not sure what the no place like home card has to do yet with anything, but let's see if it's relevant or if it's just a placeholder to draw you into the reading to hear a message that you need to hear. So let's see what your future self has to say to you. Sacrifice, and it really was in reverse, so I'm going to take it in reverse. One of my least favorite cards in the sense that, not that it's a bad card, in the sense that I personally don't believe you should have to sacrifice things to get your desires. I feel like there's a win-win for everybody. So I like that it came out in reverse. So maybe you think that you have to sacrifice something for something that you want, but maybe what's coming out is maybe that's not the case. Maybe there's a way for everybody to win and get what they want. Let's see. So for a couple of you, this could be really regarding a home purchase, moving homes. And when you saw this, you felt drawn in because that's on your mind. Maybe you're looking for new homes. Maybe you're looking at places to rent. Maybe you're thinking of moving or been feeling called to move. Maybe you currently have no home and you're like couch surfing or living out of your car or van or something like this. I'm seeing for some of you, maybe you're in a home, but you're not feeling that you want to stay there for some reason, like an unhappy house dynamic, or you're just not happy with the house or the place. Yeah, these are both card 12. I thought so. Interesting. The Temple Path. This card hardly ever comes out. And I don't actually know. It's one of the only cards in this deck that I don't actually know what it means. I think it might be like Hierophant energy in a traditional oracle deck, but the point is you got 2 12s. So I'm gonna get to that card in a second. Get one more card here. And yeah, Healer of the Ages. Okay, so I think that's also like Hierophant energy. They can't both be Hierophant, but you know what I mean. Very spiritual energy coming through. Maybe like the High Priestess, I would say, and the Hierophant might be like those kind of two similar energies. So let's find out what this is about. Oh, okay. Messages for pile 3, please. Okay. You could be feeling very, you could be very religious, or like follow a certain, okay, oh my gosh, the Lover's coming out again. What is going on? Okay. I'm just getting, because all of a sudden they highlighted for me the angel wings, and then you have these two spiritual kind of like cards coming out with the Temple Path and Healer of the Ages. So that could resonate for you. If that does, there could be a message. Oh, there's 4 cards here. Message here for you. Okay, so the one that came out and flipped over was the Lovers, which came out in pile 2. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. There's a lot of love in this reading. It came up so far briefly in pile 1 and a lot in pile 2. If you were drawn to either of those piles also. 3 of Michael. Oh, wow. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. That message also came out in pile 2. Divine guidance. Look at this. I swear this is like the Hierophant. Archangel Sandalphon, card 5. Yeah, this is the Hierophant card now. I've said it 3 times now. This is a tarot deck in angel form. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach, which we got here with the sacrifice reversed, where I said maybe you don't need to sacrifice like you think you need to. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. Okay, so guidance coming in here for you. And Queen of Gabriel, I love this card. Passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You can do anything right now. This is the Empress, I believe. You go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. And you also have the phrase here, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. Okay, this is very interesting. So let me organize this energy, because you have all of this spiritual energy with like the Jesus card, Healer of the Ages, the Temple Path, which would indicate going to some sort of spiritual or religious building, or like here it's a gazebo to kind of reflect and seek guidance and seek wisdom. So I'm going to put yeah. Really interesting energy here. Okay, let's get some more information. Okay, what else do we need to know from pile 1's future self? I was going to say higher self. Future self, which is your higher self. Passion ignited. Ooh. Opportunity in reverse. I mean, these aren't really cards that you would take in reverse, but you could. Let me just tune in if they want it. And they said reverse. Interesting. I feel like that's with the sacrifice card. Like some opportunity, your future self is like saying, for some reason I'm very careful about what I was about to say. They like they cautioned me to make sure that I'm very clear on what they're saying. Okay, so let me just tune into this. Okay, so they're saying it's going to appear, it may appear in your future timeline that there is a lack of opportunity, that there is no way, that there is no clear option. That's number 1. They're saying it may appear that way here with this Moon card. but that's not actually the case. The second thing that might appear a way in your future is that something may seem like you have to sacrifice, but you don't. There should be no sacrifice for what it is that you really want. You shouldn't have to give up something in order to bring... Again, they're cautioning me. For some reason in your pile, it's very important that things are worded a certain way. So I don't know if you'll only hear them in a certain way, because they want to clarify that sometimes you do need to release something in order to gain something, but they mean that in the way of release something from the past, release emotional baggage, release an old paradigm. So they're saying you may need to release certain old belief systems or certain blocks, certain lack of beliefs. Like you may be very tied to like, this can't happen because of this. So they're saying it's not that you don't need to release certain things in order to move to a new evolved place or perspective, but they're talking about pentacle things like 3D energy. They don't want you to sacrifice something like yourself, like martyr energy, in order to appease someone else or to bring something else in or to do what you think other people want of you. It has something to do with like some opportunity or something. Like it's giving an opportunity passes you over, but okay, for some of you, it's like an opportunity doesn't present itself or an opportunity goes upside down and it's tied to that you would have had to sacrifice. For example, the most obvious one they're giving me is like, everyone's like, oh, okay, they're giving me lawyer, like the bar. Like they're saying like, okay, you pass the bar and you get this, you're waiting for this job at this prestigious firm that they said they were going to hire you, and that job offer doesn't come. And everyone on the outside is like, oh my gosh, I thought you were going to this. I thought you were going to I thought you were supposed to be a partner there. I thought you were supposed to be an intern there. And your guides are like, that was going to require a level of sacrifice that's not in alignment with your path. And so that opportunity, that door will remain closed, and that's for your highest good. But it's going to appear like that opportunity didn't come. Does that make sense? I feel like this is for someone very very specific things that it will make sense to you. Like, for example, you really want to get into a certain school and that opportunity doesn't come. You get declined to every school that you apply for. And everyone else is like, wait, what? And your guides are like, your path is a completely different way. That's not your path, even though everyone thinks it is. It appeared that way. But if the door is closing, they're telling me that it's tied to this level of sacrifice. Maybe you would have had to like mortgage your house, or your parents were going to have to mortgage their house, or you were going to have to get incredible amount of student debt in order to go there. And they're saying like that level of sacrifice is not required for this opportunity. That's one message coming through here. That's just like a side message. Or it could be your main message. Because then you have these things that are saying, surround yourself with wise teachers and friends. Time heals all wound. Choices and the ability to attract helpful people. So now they're talking to me about this card, this healer of the ages, and they're saying like, what made Jesus so, if you're familiar with Jesus, we're just going to talk about that because I think that's who this healer of the ages, I think that's one of his kind of like titles or phrases people use to describe Jesus. So, but what my guides are saying is what made Jesus so powerful and incredible, and like that people wrote a whole book about him, was his alchemy energy, his ability to take a situation that looked one way, see it for what it really is, see the person's true nature, their true vibrational position, their true self, not what this world caused them to believe or not their current blocks that they're holding. And he would hold that situation or the person in that high vibrational vision in his mind. And so because his knowing of well-being was so strong, the material world would shift to fit his dominant perspective and his dominant belief. Assuming that the person also had the same power of desire to be healed or for whatever. So that's coming through here about your future self saying you may need to harness like your Jesus energy. What would Jesus do? Remember that whole movement regarding this. Now, there seems to be a lot of situations here. I'm seeing like the school career thing. I'm seeing health for some of you, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. For some of you, this is a health issue. For some of you, this is a romantic relationship situation. Okay, let's get more cards here to get more clarity on this. Oh yeah, because they want to talk about this, because this is the energy that your future self wants to call you into. This passion. Oh yeah, passionate. So you have passion ignited. Passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. Go after what you want. They want me to keep repeating that. Go after what you want. So I feel like for some of you, there's outside influences. That's why you keep getting these spiritual cards kind of anchoring your reading here with the Healer of the Ages, the Temple Path, and then this Divine Guidance Hierophant card, really making this like triad of anchoring in the reading to say, go within, go to spirit, ask God, speak to your guides, speak to your angels, go within. Because the only reason you wouldn't be going within is if there's external influences. Now, there might not be specific ones. This might just be the world saying, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be a this, you got to be a that, you got to get money, you got to... And maybe you're really feeling called, like, people who just go to a monastery and just like reset. You may be in that energy. Like, you may be really feeling called to reflect and to reset your life and to have no place like home. Maybe you're being called to travel and explore and work with like ley lines and spiritual grid work and things like this. Because we have this search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. So I feel like you're in some sort of consideration about something. It could just be your life, and not just, but it could be your life in general and like your path. Or it could be something specific. Like, do I accept this job? Do I go to school? What happens if this happens? What about my health? Someone's told you a diagnosis or something. Can't give medical advice, but you could be, it says, consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. You may be considering a holistic approach where you pair medical intervention with holistic healing and spiritual work and energy work and kind of like throw everything at it, But yeah, this passion ignited is the main part of this reading. Something your future self is letting you know. I see. Okay. So I felt this, I just want to show you this illustration. I felt like all your pieces were like this. One was here, one was here, one was here, one was here. And then all of a sudden it just went like this and like aligned into like a cross. And so I see all of a sudden what's going on here for some of you. So your future self is letting you know that you may come to a crossroads with the path that you are currently on in life, and some passion will be ignited that will cause you to question your current path and your beliefs. This could be meeting a person. This could be a new hobby or interest. This could be a new career path. This could be a cause that you take up. This could be, did I already say a hobby? When I say hobby, I mean like a true passionate interest, not just like, I'm just doing this to fill time. Something that you're like, wow, I love gardening. I love making these figurines. I love reading tarot. Something that is probably your true path, but that you've had to make a hobby because of the matrix that we're in, and we have to pay the bills, right? And so until we're able to shift out of that belief system that the hobby or the passion can't pay the bills, you may have to have one foot in both worlds. So that I really see that's what's going on with this pile. Pile 3 is you're going to come to a life crossroads, if you haven't already, where you're feeling this passion ignited. Now, this could be a person, like I said. This is like meeting someone and they live abroad, and all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, am I moving there? Because like I have to be with this person. Or this could be, and you feel it's your counterpart and you know. Or this could be you meet a person and, you know, you were going to go away to school, and all of a sudden you're like, no, maybe now I want to go to the school that they're going to, or I want to go to school in a town that they're in. This could be a career change where you, like I said, you were going to be a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher or whatever. And all of a sudden you discover this love for gardening or for animals, and you realize you want to just, you know, start an animal shelter, and something just completely different that you realize. Because the thing is, in our early stages of life, I would say you're very blessed if your passions are ignited that young, post-secondary education, because you're typically following in the path, and you're only going to be exposed to typically what your parents and friends are interested in, because that's your bubble. So it's often that we follow a certain path up until high school, and then maybe college or university if we choose to go there, because that's the only thing that's been presented to us. And then all of a sudden you get exposed to something else, maybe in a leap year, or maybe through travel, or maybe through a friend or a YouTube video, and or just in a dream, or, you know, something that's completely unrelated. You just suddenly decide to get this inspiration about something, and then that becomes your overriding passion. And the independent is sticking out because you may feel like you have to follow what was pre-laid out for you, or kind of what you had agreed to previously. But listen, you got to change your mind if you change your mind. I'm a big believer in not finishing what you started. That's right, not finishing what you started once your passion for that runs out, because certain things we're meant to do at certain times, and certain things on our path are to learn something, to work with it and discover it. And then when that thing has served its purpose, that passionate feeling will typically die off, and you'll be led to something else. Now, it could be picked back up again at a later time, but I'm sure that you've experienced that. And I think we sometimes force ourselves to continue in relationships, or in hobbies, or in jobs, or in, you know, causes where we were initially passionate, but we've served our purpose there. Maybe we were there to spearhead it. This would be like people who start a charity and then, you know, a nonprofit, or an entrepreneurial business that really has like a cause related center to it, but then they decide to sell it off and retire because they don't feel that same passion, because they know and they trust that their purpose to spearhead that is done, and there's other people to carry that momentum now, and it doesn't have to be them. That wasn't their role in it. But for some reason, society bangs it into our heads that, well, if you pick it up, you got to finish it. That's false, guys. That's just false. If you feel called to finish it, absolutely finish it. If you want that sense of satisfaction, if you get the satisfaction from completing a project or something, then finish it. But if you don't, and you're just doing it and you're feeling that stale energy because it's expected of you, I would reevaluate the validity of that belief system personally, because I had to discard that myself because I had so many passions and interests. There's no way I could get them all into one lifetime if I followed them all through to completion. So instead, I realized you follow your nose until the path grows cold, and then you realize you've completed that cycle with that topic, thing, or person. And then you gracefully and respectfully and lovingly move on to your next passion or interest or hobby. And I think you'll be a happier person for that. I think others around you will be happier, but it does take some, you know, guts to do that, because people really will want you to finish what you started. They just have an expectation. It's just social conditioning. Well, you said you were going to go to that school, so you got to. Like I got accepted at a college for my field at the time that I did for like 30 years. And then they offered me a job, and I was 2 weeks into school. So I quit school and I took the job because I knew that's what was good for me, and that served me, and that carried me my entire career. I was very successful in that. And I never went to school for that because that opportunity presented itself, and I didn't want to have the student loans and stuff if I was getting the end result. But a lot of people, like my parents, were, you know, not happy that I quit school. My teachers, you know, I had a lot of pressure. Oh, how come you dropped out of that? Don't be a dropout. Like, you have to have some guts to follow your heart. That's just facts, because there'll be so much noise from the peanut gallery for some reason telling you that you have to finish it, which I would like to say to them, why? If I already have the end result, if I already have the satisfaction, the completion, or the reward, why do I need to finish it? Like if you read a book, do you know how many unread book, like half partially read books I have? Because sometimes you're just reading the book, or you're watching a video, or you're listening to a song. Constantly I listen to the beginning 2 minutes of a song and I don't listen to the end. Once I feel that point of like, yes, that's what I wanted. I felt the feelings. I read what I needed to read. I heard what I needed to hear. I felt the joy, the passion, the bliss, and then it starts to wane. Know when to get out of that situation, when to let it die out. I hope that makes sense for somebody. More messages for pile 3, please. Yeah, again, this show the world the real you card. This keeps coming out, and I think it keeps coming out because in the collective, like I just said, I think we're so being called to start to really bring in consciousness into this generation and for the next generations of authenticity and following our true calling, following the gifts that you were given when, or that you decided on, whatever you believe in, when you incarnated here. And oftentimes that those gifts are not accepted or considered monetizable qualities or worthy, even if they're not monetizable, considered. I think you could probably monetize any gift once you find your tribe and audience. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Yeah, but what I was saying is sometimes the environment that we're born into, it's such an old thinking that a lot of people can like kind of, rain on your parade when you're trying to be the real you. But I think that we really need to embrace this. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. So that's just giving me this like Jesus energy again. I feel like you can really make this situation what you prefer it to be with your own alchemical influence and with working with the divine. Okay, I'm going to get from this new deck. So what I did with the other groups is when you, at this point in the reading now, the next 4 decks that I'm pulling, these are talking points for you and your own inner world. This could be journaling and meditation, speaking to God, your guides, prayer, whatever modality you use to connect with the divine and with a higher guidance. Whatever comes out in these 4 cards, your higher self is encouraging you to, after the video, screenshot it if you want, and then when you're in your next self-reflective time, to discuss these and get your own insights with your own inner wisdom. So let's see what comes out for you as these talking points. Oh, that one did want to come out. Options. Yeah, we have this here. We have, where did it go? Wait, did I imagine it? Make situations. Oh yeah, consider, I thought so. I'm like, did I make this up? We have here with the divine guidance, consider an alternative approach. And then you have options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So for some of you, I really feel this has strongly to do with, like I said, passion ignited, this new approach. You may be between 2 options, or that may be coming up in your future timeline, which is why your future self is highlighting it for you. Consider this and you have consider twice alternative approaches and consider the possibilities that are open to you. And this angel here is weighing the options. I would highly recommend you take the one that I would only recommend and definitively recommend and strongly encourage you to take the path that ignites your passion. Hands down. So if you want to screenshot, this is a discussion point. Are you considering all of the possibilities, career or otherwise, open to you? Let's get a spirit animal message. Okay, so you have, chameleon, this came out in pile 2. Act as if, yeah, this is that Jesus energy. Seeing the vision, you can screenshot this if you want. Card 14, seeing the vision in your mind's eye how you want it to be, and then acting as if, seeing it no other way. This is what I'm going to do. This is where I feel my calling is. And then all of the energy will bow to you, to your power of belief. Okay, card 3 for talking points with your own inner world. Sorry, I was having another message come through. You have 2 card 14s. That's a lot of messages coming through here for a second. So this no place like home card, for some of you, that's something that you're going to need to work through on your own. I don't know if it has to do with leaving home or going home, but there's something with this home card that your future self is just encouraging you to not let that stand in your way, that feeling of comfort or needing to be somewhere stand in your way. I don't know which one it is. I think it might differ for each of you. Some of you want to go home, or like you don't want to leave home, and that's affecting your decision about this. And some of you do want to leave home, and that could be, affecting your decision. So something to talk about with your own guides. You have 2 card 14s. So you had the chameleon. So those reduced to a 5. I can't remember what 5 is in numerology, but I would look it up, they're saying. Oh yeah, and you have the Hierophant, which is a 5. So I would look up what a 5 is, maybe year 5, or what the spiritual meaning of number 5 is, because you have it 3 times here. And you have a 51 here. Okay. Weave together the crown you deserve. Oh, I love that. And it says thorns. And there's a quote I heard, I can't remember who it is. Oh, they're showing me. I'm not getting it. Marx? They're just saying Marx. I'm not sure what the first name is. But it was a quote that says something like, I'm probably going to mess it up, but something like, don't, avoid the rose because of the thorns, or don't let the thorns get don't let the thorns stand in the way of the rose, basically saying that everything is a double-sided coin. Everything has duality and polarities, and don't let something that's really beautiful and meant for you get away, or lack of pursuing it because of a few thorns that might just be there for protective purposes. They're heavily showing me this in relationship. So it could be that you have a love interest, or it could be a love interest comes along your path or something, and maybe they're a little bit moody, or maybe maybe they have some things that you're like, oh, like maybe they're an ex-con, or that's extreme, but that happens. Sometimes we make bad decisions in our past sometimes, and sometimes there's really great people who have done their time, and maybe they robbed someone or did something like this. That's like, maybe they didn't have money at the time and they were trying to provide for their family. Sometimes I'm not excusing ex-cons, we're going down a rabbit hole here, but you know what I mean. Sometimes maybe they just have something on their record, that you're like, oh, maybe they had a DUI or something, that you're like, well, so it's just encouraging you that. Or it could be exploring something like, maybe you want to get on a social media platform, or maybe you want to be in the public eye, but you're like, oh, I don't want to be open to other people's criticisms or things like this. And it's like, don't let the thorns keep you from the rose, is a message coming out. You can just Google that quote. I think it's Marx, M-A-R-X, they're showing me. Okay. Think of the name. That's way too many, so we'll just shuffle that again. Messages for pile 3, please. Yeah, they're saying ask your angels if you connect to that. What's this? Card 19. Lavender, surround yourself with love. And this is a group of friends here kind of hanging out and socializing. I'm not really sure what that has to do with particularly this reading, except they just showed me the Passion Ignited card. Oh yeah, and you did have the Lovers too. We didn't really touch on it as much. I'm taking this one more as choices. Make choices from your heart. and the power of love, because then you have surround yourself with love. So I feel like whatever this choice is, whether it's romantic or career or school or where to live, what feels like love to you? Like if, say you're trying to pick a house and you have the option of a house in the city and a house in nature, and to you, nature feels like love, like your house would be surrounded by that loving energy, then I think that would be a good choice for you. Now, it could be the opposite. You could feel like you want to be surrounded by people and you know, social things and a lot of energy, if that feels like love for you. So whatever that is. Wait, did I get you 2 cards randomly from the same deck? Yeah, I did. Oh, well, there you go. I thought I didn't pull that for some reason, and I just see that I did. How strange. I had like a total mental, like, skipped right over that. Okay, final message for Pile. This could be loving people in your life, they want to say, if you've been isolating yourself from friends or family or loved ones or partners who want to shower you with love. You know, be open to that, because being in loving energy can really also help your frequency and keep you in like a high vibe energy where you can get a lot of clarity and insights. Yeah, for some of you, they just want to keep reiterating this for some reason. For some of you, this is literally a romantic connection because they keep showing me this passion ignited card. So I would follow your passion on that. If there's something that for some reason you're trying to talk yourself out of, I'm not sure why. Like I said, there could be thorns in the way that are kind of like deterring you, or this could be coming up. You may be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but this could present itself if you're single, for example. Or this could present itself in a connection. If your connection has, you know, kind of run a little dry, which happens in a lot of connections, this could reignite this passion, and just kind of being open to that if it presents itself. I'm not sure. There's a lot of options here, but they wanted me to reiterate that one, that for some of you, your future self is saying, there's going to be some passion coming your way romantically, and don't just shoot it down. Consider the possibilities that are open to you. Nothing is set in stone. Be open, be authentic, show the world the real you. You're not going to have to sacrifice for this, and just make sure that you're staying connected to your higher guidance. And release the past. That's here too. Time heals all wounds. You will grow from that past situation. Okay, we're ready for the final card now. Final message. I really like the messages that come out on this deck. That's too many. Okay, they said to just do it. Generosity. What good is treasure if you keep it for yourself? So I'm not sure if who that's for. Anchor. Keep yourself grounded. You have 5 cards. This came out in pile 2. Keep yourself grounded through this, especially if there's passion ignited on a project or a person. Sometimes we can like become obsessed with it, you know, in a good way. But ground yourself. Patience. This keeps coming out. This card has come out like 3 times now. The tide will come in when it's ready. So you could be from pile 1 or 2 because they each got these cards. Reflect. Oh, I thought we got this one, but it was similar. Peer into the endless ocean and see what peers back. And flow, which we also had in pile 2 in a different deck. Let your worries drift away. So I think pick your message there, because I think there are a lot of different scenarios in this group that I felt. So I can see why so many of the final messages came out, depending on which one applies to you. I hope you resonated with this reading. If you did, please leave a comment, a like, a subscribe. I really like to hear from you guys in the comments, because I love knowing as a reader that it resonated. You can just say what pile you picked, or put an emoji, or whatever you feel called to do, or share your story if you want to share your story. And if you are going to another group, if you felt called to that, I'll see you there. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Okay, hi pile 4. The camera started recording before I pressed play, so I can tell that y'all are ready for your message. So you got this yellow crystal knot, and oh yeah, and all that glitters. kind of matching there. Card 16. This card really has two meanings to me, so I'll be interested to see what comes out in your message from your future self, something you might be grateful to know. Now in advance, those 3 coming out there. I think I have these upside down, yeah. Okay. Wow, okay. Card 6 moving on. So this is like the 6 of Swords. Awareness. So this is your crown chakra. And power, the Strength card. Card 8. Interesting. Okay, we're going to get more information here. Moving on, power, awareness. And this card 16 reduces to a 7 in numerology. So you have 6, 7, 8. So there's a progression here, and they're saying to me, your empowerment will come from moving on from this thing. You're going to move on, become aware of your value or the value that exists in the situation, regain your own power, empowerment. Is one message coming through. They just said to me Charles, so I don't know if that's somebody's name or somebody's partner or kid, child, nickname. No idea. That's just for one person. Ooh. Contract. 2 6s now. So this is like the 6 of Pentacles, I believe, in this deck. So weighing 2 options, like kind of like justice, what's supposed to happen, you know, fairness coming through. So this could be a legal situation, marriage, divorce, business contracts, partnerships, deals, house, purchasing a house, selling a house. Woman holding a heart in reverse. I'm taking that in reverse. Okay. I'm not going to say yet what I'm thinking because I just want to clarify it before I say what I'm thinking, what I'm getting. I mean, I think you already know. I'm just going to say it. For some of you, this is the end of a relationship. Obviously, if you have woman holding a heart in reverse and you have moving on and you have contract. Some of you, this is leaving, you know, a common law situation, divorce, ending a relationship that's run its course. For some of you. Love. Okay. And then you have love. Yeah, so it has to do with love, 100%. And I feel that this... So, sorry, so many messages coming in. For some of you, this person, it's like a power thing. Like a power dynamic. Like they want to have the power. They're going to try and make a play for power. Okay, I'm getting the message here. And so for some of you, because the woman holding the heart is in reverse, it's like you're going to... Your future self is cautioning you that you may feel temporarily like you want to shut down, guard your heart. Because if this person does make a play for power, or as you come into your own power, that can cause anybody, you know, to shut down and kind of go to their level. And your higher self is saying, don't go to their level, whether this is ending a business contract, ending a love relationship, ending a marriage. Don't stoop to their level. Keep the love in it because you are love. That's who you are. So don't leave your own energy and your own self because of someone else's actions. If that happens, it doesn't have to go that way. But also, this will continue to bring more love in if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, but I want to get specifics here in case that's just one situation. Maybe there's like another situation here. Ooh. Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day, new resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. Okay, so so that's our confirmation that for half of you this has to do with love, and for half of you this has to do with leaving a job, a business arrangement, a career path where there was a contract involved, but you're going to be leaving it. This all that glitters card can either mean false promises, fool's gold, the masks coming off, something not being as it appeared, or it can be moving towards things that are treasure, that look shiny, that are, valuable. It can be everything that glitters. It can be gold. It can be having fun. It can be, an abundant time in life. It just depends on the meaning of your reading. So for half of you, this is moving on from love to a more suited love that's waiting for you. And for half of you, this is moving on from a job, getting out of a contract that is a change in job or promotion that is going to be new resources of money, time, and support. Or it's connected. That the job will bring you the ending of this job, or pursuing this job will bring you the ending of a relationship that you want out of. This is not ending a relationship that you're happy in. This is showing that in a situation that you want to move on from. Okay. And I'm not sure what the awareness has to do other than just making sure you're anchored and centered into your dialogue with your higher self, with God, source, the universe, because when things are changing all around you, you really need to be solid and stable in that relationship so that you can navigate the waters of change. And otherwise, those decisions will be made for you, right? And you want to make sure that you're steering that ship. What energy do you want to be in? What actions do you want to take? What do you want to leave? What do you want to move forward to? 5 of Gabriel. I see another 5 here. A challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. Yeah, I'm really getting, for some of you, this is like either, like I said, a work or a love situation where there's some drama involved. They don't want you to leave, or there's some sort of contentious situation, either with leaving the relationship or with leaving the job or promotion or school or whatever the contract is. Or, like I said, a house situation. But this is a challenge that you can resolve. They're putting all the puzzle pieces together here. Remove yourself, like I said at the beginning. Don't stoop to their level. Don't match their energy. And you've got to keep love in the situation. You want to keep your heart. I'm just going to flip this because they really want you to not close off your heart, not reverse your heart. It doesn't mean you have to give yourself romantically or energetically, but keep centered within yourself. Stay. And the 8 with the Strength card, taming your own ego. Power comes from having that gentleness to say, I don't need to meet you at your level. I know what that you can't take anything from me. I know that the outcome that will present itself here is going to be for the highest good of all. I don't need to behave in the same way that you are if there are people behaving in bringing a lot of drama or hostility. 10 of Ariel. There's a lot of Ariel cards here. There's so much to be grateful for. Financial success, the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So that's like your 10 of Pentacles, I believe, or Cups. I think that's Pentacles. Okay, let's get more information here. There's definitely 2 scenarios going on, or 2 scenarios that are connected. Yeah, and they're just showing me this angel here has gold coins, and then you have this gold with all that glitters. So I see financial, what are they saying? Replenishment, they're saying, in your future. And you could be signing a contract. They just showed me with the contract. This could be something that's bringing you a contract. It's like this new job or promotion. And that might be moving on from something else. From an old job, from an old home, from an old relationship that has served its purpose. What's this? Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. And you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Not really getting any strong energies off those cards, other than that they're reassuring messages. So this portion at the end I've done for everyone is I have 4 new decks, and I pulled a card or whatever comes out, however many, from each deck, and this is meant for you to take from the reading after and use in your self-reflection or meditation time or discussions with your guides, angels, God, your higher self, whatever you resonate with, journaling. You can screenshot the card if you want and use it later, and that way the reading continues with your own insights, your own awareness, your own inner guidance, because the reading is a signpost meant to direct you to information, and then you can carry up that torch and get the more specific information that your spirit team is. Whoa! Okay, I'm trying to give you sensitivity. Flew out like before I could even shuffle. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. This happened to me. This happened to me. If this didn't happen to me, I would not understand this card. I'd be like, more sensitive to what? As my gifts developed, so if you resonate with this, I'm sharing because if this has happened to you, my sensitivity to everything increased as my, I don't know what you want to call it, consciousness expanded, frequency rose, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I got sensitive to people. I'm sensitive to sound, to light, to smells, to energy, 100%. And I just can't do large crowds. I talk about this all the time. I can't like go to Walmart, if it's busy, I can't. If it's not busy, I have to prepare myself. If I'm going, I have to limit my time. I can't, even eating at a restaurant can be very draining for me. I can't watch TV that much anymore. I find it's too chaotic. It's too much lights. It's too much flashing images. I feel drained after. I can barely be on my phone or social media. I'm just always kind of called back to this grounded place of quiet, calm, and inner peace. And like I do things. It's not like I'm just sitting there meditating. But I can't go too far off without coming back to my anchor point. So I plan my events and my social schedule accordingly. I have clear boundaries now. I'm very good at communicating them. Like I won't say yes to things now that I know I can't do and don't have the bandwidth for, or I know it's going to make me highly sensitive and drained. So that could be happening to you. Your guides are saying, I'll hold that up if you want to screenshot that. So you may, as a talking point, want to discuss, are there areas in my life where I'm becoming more sensitive, and do I need to adjust accordingly? Are there certain things I can't do anymore? What now doesn't feel good? It could be food sensitivities. You could be like I can't eat that much sugar at all anymore, or alcohol. I just can't. I'm so sore and stiff the next day. I feel awful if I just have like a bag of candy, for example. I'm so stiff and sore, like you have no idea the inflammation in my joints. Like I almost get like arthritic. Like it's ridiculous the next morning. So I had to stop eating it. Like I can have very small amounts of sugar. So for example, you could be becoming sensitive to foods like that. So that for some reason is important to you. And this one flying out too. Card 2. Antelope spirit, life is speeding up. This message came out strongly, not in this card, in pile. Wait, did it come out? Or is this message coming out now? I can't tell. I feel like it came out in pile 1. But I don't know if I'm imagining, like, I'm not sure if they're just giving me a download now about it. But if you're from pile 1, or if you felt drawn to pile 1, I thought yeah, they're confirming that message is in pile 1. So you can screenshot this. So yeah, sorry, I'm getting so many psychic downloads. It's getting confusing for me to come in and out of it, because I forget what we were talking about. So yeah, life is speeding up. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, so if you're having this change in job or promotion, or if this is somehow connected to your love life changing or speeding up or opening up or shifting, that could be chaotic for you. So your future self could be giving you that heads up. that this is going to be speeding up. So be prepared. Make sure you're anchored. Make sure you have a practical plan here with the Taurus card. Yeah. Oh, they just showed me this. For some reason, they just highlighted this. They shone a light on it and showed me how it's 3 like links, but woven all together and interconnected. So I don't know if that makes sense. Just there could be 3 areas of your life or 3 people in your life that you want to keep close, but allow each to have its own thread. Could be like love life, work, and your personal inner world, for example, they're saying. Some of you, I think, are readers here. They just told me. You're card readers, or you have a channel. Oh, a lot came out here. This deck, a lot keeps coming out. It's like it really wants to be seen. Okay, so you got gold. You got gold and you have all that glitters. I love that. And the prompt says, you don't need someone else to fix you. So you can screenshot that if you want. I love that. You don't need someone else to fix you. So I wonder if you've been looking to, this either could be a health issue. I think that came up in, but we can't give medical advice. So follow, your medical team's advice. But if that's you, I think that came up in pile 2 or 3. I want to say, I can't remember. But that's just one side message coming out. But I'm getting that this is that feeling of lack of empowerment. Like, I can't make a move unless someone tells me what to do. What does my therapist think? What do my parents say? What does my partner think? And I don't think you need fixing, I think you're perfect as you are, but we always want to have self-growth. But if that resonates, card 36 for you, that could be a message for you to discuss with your guides, because there's a lot of cards, which usually means there's a lot of different scenarios here. Feast, slow down, and celebrate yourself, card 29. That could be a message. Enjoy the simple things. Interesting, card 39, raindrops, take a chance on them. If this is about love, that could be meaningful to you. And card 40, morning, the world awaits you. And you have this new contract or job or promotion, and then you have the celebration card. So I feel like this could be like something really, and then you have this like promise of financial success. So I feel like you could be having some like celebration kind of coming in, something to celebrate. Like a marriage, or someone proposes, or you get a new job, or like your career really takes off, or maybe you're retiring, and your guides are encouraging you to make sure you really relish that and enjoy it. Don't let that, pass over your head unnoted. Yeah, life is speeding up, and then you have slow down and celebrate yourself. So I feel like you're going to, like I said, that trilogy, need to find those pockets of time to balance yourself out here, because I feel like a lot's going to be going on. You're going to be resolving this situation, figuring out your true path here with career. You're going to have possible love coming in, relationships ending, new people coming in, becoming more sensitive to things. Final message here, journey. Treasure. I can't believe these readings. If you watched all the piles, like the synchronicities in some of the piles, I think all of them had a really profound synchronicity. This says half the treasure is in the journey on the path to finding it. And you have this gold card, and you have the all that glitters card, and you have this financial success and new resources of money, where she has this treasure chest open here. But I mean, I know that's not what the card's referring to. It's referring to, the joy of life also, but there is a treasure chest on here with gold in it, is all I'm saying. It can be both types of treasure, physical treasure and emotional treasure. Half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. I think that's so important. because life be lifing, and sometimes we're just constantly, we watch it pick a card because we're constantly striving for information about solving something or clarity on something or fixing something, or we want that insight. And it's so true that, like, I always picture myself, I don't know, some morbid to people, but I picture myself like on my deathbed. I'm not afraid of death at all, so it doesn't freak me out. So I don't want to trigger anyone, but I picture myself at the end of my life, feeling content, being happy, ready to pass on to, nowhere, because if you believe what I believe, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So we basically shed our body, and your energy remains, your spirit, of course, remains. And is very active, from what I'm told, and still very interested in everything going on here on Earth, and can communicate with the physical and all of that good stuff. But I digress. We're going off there. Whatever you believe, sub in there. But I picture myself at the end of my life, and I think, like, will any of this have mattered? I won't care what I did. I won't care. It'll be the feeling of satisfaction. Did I have a life well lived? Did I live a robust, satisfying, fulfilling life where I took those risks, where I felt I should, where I said what needed to be said, where I followed my passions, where I lived every day, just enjoying what was in front of me that day? If it was this challenge, then I dealt with that. If it was a day of puttering around, just enjoying what I wanted, then I dealt with that. If it was a death in the family, then I dealt with the sorrow and the joy of that, of having those memories and those connections and things like that. And, I always just put that into perspective, because sometimes we're just so content on dealing with the thing in front of us so we can get to the next thing, and we miss. Have you ever had that sensation where you're on to the next thing and you look back at a time in your life that you kind of thought was difficult or challenging, or you really wanted out of it, and you realize like how much enjoyment was there that you kind of missed? Like, I'll look back and be like, why didn't I just like really like sit in that? Because if I hadn't known that it would have been flipping and turning and that cycle would have been ending, 3 months later, I might have really enjoyed that single time, or I might have really enjoyed more that time as a new mom, or I might have really enjoyed, working on that job if I wasn't so focused on the things that I didn't like about it. And if I had known that I would have been out of it quite shortly, do you know what I mean? Then I would have kind of made more of that time that I had there with those challenges or frustrations or an enjoyment while I had it, knowing that like the sun always sets and the sun always rises the next day and the moon comes out. It's constantly shifting and changing, right? And so just enjoying what that day brings. I know it's like been said, right? But that's the feeling that I get in your guys' reading, but also that your future self is telling you these things are on the horizon, and to go inwards always is going to be the message. But confirmation of some things here, if you needed confirmation about this moving on, new careers, new love, jobs, contracts, whichever one applies to you, a challenge that you can definitely resolve, having patience with yourself and others around you. Really leading with love is a strong side message that comes here, and not losing the essence of yourself as you face this challenge, which can be very difficult to not mirror and meet someone where they're at. But that's a strong message that came out here. You had like 3 cards saying, please lead with love. Please don't get involved in the drama. Have patience with those around you. This challenge can be resolved. And also figuring out if you're becoming more sensitive to things and navigating from that point. Okay, guys, if you are going to another reading, if you liked the reading, comment below, like, subscribe, whatever you feel called to do. I love hearing from you guys. If you're going to another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Be well.